In today's video, we're gonna completely ignore the fact that we're just 2 warriors away from completing our 16th series of custom Akedo Warriors. We're also gonna ignore the fact that we already finished Series 17 before Series 16. And we're choosing to be so forgetful because we're gonna start a new series. Series 18, the Japan Series 2.0.
I don't hunt rabbits with a cannon.
My reasons for doing this are purely selfish.
In combat, it's best to hit your stride early on.
Bloody Shadow Clone Jutsu!
So if you guys don't know, Eddie's World goes to Japan every single year for a little rest and relaxation. But it's not all fun and games. We're there for work too. You guys testing my saw. Getting ideas. Oh, that's Gear 5 Luffy. Oh, I didn't know that. Searching for parts. And holding Akedo battles. And these aren't your typical battles. These are loser stays battles, where you probably already guessed it. The loser of the battle stays in Japan forever. On our last trip, we ended up losing one of our custom warriors. I didn't see that one coming, but I think the new version is even better. Today, we'll be making King Ghidora. And to find the parts we need for the build, we're gonna have to go into the belly of the beast, aka Eddie and Clark's room, to find this, their Monsterverse bin. It contains every single Godzilla figure they bought from Japan. It even includes these smaller figures that I bought to make custom Akedos. Thankfully, we have 2 complete figures that we can work with, King Ghidora and Mecha King Ghidora. After comparing the 2 figures, I decided to go with Mecha King Ghidora because it's much more detailed and an overall higher quality figure. For our first warrior in our Japan Series 2.0, I want to go big, bad, and beast. Ultra beast, that is. Luckily, we have this Battle Rex tail whip that we bought just for his armor. And that's perfectly fine because I don't plan on using the armor anyways. Ultra beasts are unlike any other Akedo warrior in that their weak spot is on the side of their body. And even though I was fighting Battle Rex tail whip without his 360 controller and without his armor, I still couldn't beat him with Buster Bling, no matter how hard I tried. To start the build, I'll remove a few parts that I know we won't be needing, like the arms and head. And of course, we'll save everything we can for later use. When you watch any of the original Godzilla movies, it's pretty obvious that most of the monsters are just actors in suits. And because of this, their stance resembles that of a human. I just caught up in Ultra Beast. That's not even gonna work. And that puts us back to square one. This is me panicking, looking through the parts drawer for ideas. And here I am, looking through the Ninja Fury doubles. I settled for one of our many 3-strike ninjas. And from this side-by-side comparison, I can tell that he's gonna be more compatible. And I think I just came up with an idea that'll save us a bunch of time and also allow us to use 100% of our Mecha King Ghidorah figure. In order for my plan to work, we need to cut and grind everything off 3 Strikes Ninja, leaving only functional parts. And since Mecha King Ghidorah has 3 heads and wings, I'm gonna beef up the ejector spring before it's too late. I want to turn this Mecha King Ghidorah figure into a suit to slip over our Akedo figure. Or what's left of him anyways. If this works, it's gonna save the build, and I think it's gonna look really good too. We're also gonna have a new technique at our disposal for future Godzilla builds. I just need to be really careful while cutting up this Ghidorah figure because it's the only one I have, and I really don't want this to become another unfinished project. Okay, the suit is on. The head's on. It works. I can tell we need to lower the position of the head, but besides that, it's perfect. Before our luck wears off, let's keep moving and get the legs on. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get these Akedo feet to fit inside the Ghidorah costume, but I think if we make a few cuts and hollow out as much as we can, we should be able to get this to work. Do you guys remember the Godzilla battles? We almost lost him when he broke during one of his fights. I had to repair his tail and elevate him by one base plate in our hotel room. Luckily, he won his second battle, and it was Burn Down who got left in Japan. I'm gonna finish these repairs on Godzilla because I think he'd be the perfect test fight for Mecha King Ghidorah. Make sure you stick around for that because it's gonna be epic. Since I don't want any of the Japan Series 2.0 warriors to lose their battles, I'm gonna make sure they're all overbuilt. Critical connections, like the figure to the base plate, will be reinforced with a nail in addition to the super glue. Everything is looking good so far, but we still need to address a few problems. First, Mecha King Ghidorah is currently unsplittable, so we need to lower his head. Second, his tail is so long, it hits my finger and prevents him from rotating. To solve the first problem, I'm gonna cut the main robotic head and neck into segments, followed by a lot of drilling. Next, I'll take a piece of this sculpting wire and position it to the correct height. Finally, I'll rebuild the head by feeding the cut up sections onto the wire. To solve problem number 2, we'll just switch over to this Battle Giant controller, which has more than enough room for the tail to swing around. And as you can see, I cut off the 2 side heads to reposition them like the first, but after seeing them lowered, I think I prefer them the way they were originally, just because it makes him look bigger. I also glued on the wings. The only thing left to figure out now is the weapon. And while the obvious choice is the tail, the wings are so big, I can't see any way of getting around them. But as I was battle testing Mecha King Ghidorah, something unexpected happened. He actually split the Toxinator with his wings. If his wings are the weapon, that means fabrication is complete. Before we move on to painting, I'm gonna fill the gaps with epoxy sculpt, then add a scale texture with this toothpick. Now it's time to paint this two-toned monstrosity, and it just so happens I have chrome and gold chrome pens, so let's get to work. If you like this video, don't forget to check out the Eddie's World YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. And don't forget to click subscribe so you can see other great videos every Saturday morning. And hit that bell button so you can get notifications. Thanks for watching.